I just did all of that without recording. I'm so dumb. Let's talk books and what I read in May. I feel like I am not like most book talk girls that are like, I read 300 books this month. I read 7, which is a lot, but I listened to 3 of those. And so listening allows me to you know, be working and like driving and stuff while I listen or read, so that, yeah, it's just, I'm multitasking. When I read, I'm reading, obviously. I got about halfway through one book, or not even halfway. Like, I DNF'd one book this month, which I don't DNF very much. But I was in the beginning parts of The Library of Broken Hearts, and I just couldn't get into it. It was a good story, but I just was not gaining steam like I wanted to. And so I DNF'd it. I like the story, so I'll probably pick it up later. But as of right now, we're taking a break. The first book I finished all the way through in May was One Last Summer. Yeah, One Last Summer. It's a camp story. We're summer camp family. We love camp. And so this is a really fun book to read. I really enjoyed it. The heart of like summer camp was there, and it was a really, really great camp love story. So I think I gave that 4 stars. I think I gave 4 stars. I read The Rom-Commers by Catherine Center. Oh my gosh. Catherine Center knows how to write a book. The one thing I'll say about this is, as she was explaining like the main male character, in my head, he was like old. And as we got to know him, he wasn't old. He was young. And I had to like rework that in my brain a little bit, but really, really loved it. I think that book comes out this month. Definitely a high, solid 4 stars. Love Catherine Center. And I love how she tied in some old characters from The Bodyguard. It was really great. Next, I read Tangled Up in You, which is is part of the Meant to Be series, which is some of our favorite authors retelling Disney stories. I'm a big Disney adult. Big fan. And this one, Tangled Up in You, was about Tangled, my favorite princess, Rapunzel. And it was just, I really loved like the tie-in to like modern day crime mystery. I don't know. It was really good. Definitely a solid 4 stars from me. Love anything Christina Lauren. I listened to this month was The Women by Kristen Hanna. It is a historical fiction of the women in the Vietnam War. I've seen tons of people talk about this online. It is a great book. Definitely like 4 stars. I would say like 3.5 stars. I really liked it. The middle felt a little flat for me, but having an uncle who passed in Vietnam and learning more about the Vietnam War and the women who served there was really, really interesting. My favorite Kristen Hanna book is The Great Alone. As someone who was raised in Alaska, it is so well done. So if you want to check out more Kristen Hanna, check out that one. But The Women was definitely good. I do recommend. Listen to was The Husbands. It was very good. It was a little long in the middle. Again, it felt a little repetitive, but it was good. Definitely a good listen to. I think if I would have read it in physical form, I think I would have gotten bored, but listening to it kept me going. For sure. Yeah. I think that's like it's like a 2.5 stars. It's like a 3 stars. 2.75 stars. That seems dramatic. And then the last book I listened to this month was Listen for the Lie. This is a must listen. I think if you read it, it's probably great, but listening to it as a podcaster and as someone who produces podcasts and loves podcasts, I think if you listen to this one, it really sets up the whole murder podcast vibe, because the sounds change, the voices change. It's really, really good. I listened to this one, actually like was listening to it and I got my eyelashes done this month and kind of like dozed off. It was really good. I didn't doze off because it was boring. I dozed off because I was really tired. But it was a really good book. I really enjoyed it. I loved the premise of like our main character not remembering what happened, and she's like, I don't know. So I thought that was really, really great. So definitely check that one out. But I again, that is an audible audiobook for sure. So that's a recap of the 7 books that I read this month. It was kind of a mid-month, I'll be honest, and I didn't spend a ton of time reading aside from like falling asleep, which is why I didn't read that much. I typically love spending at least one Saturday a month like in a book, and I just didn't do that in May. But I am excited to do that in June. So happy reading!